Hey everyone, DFA here, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we are closing the series of the ships I regret buying with the actually first cruiser that I bought. That was obviously a long time ago. Yeah, when I started the game, and you can see it here, it's the Prinz Eugen with the Azure Lane camo. So yeah, that was like 4 or 5 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. So yeah, at that time it was pretty much your only option if you wanted to buy a German premium cruiser. And yeah, you can see the camo, it's actually pretty nice. It's obviously not the best camo for the ship. There is another one that gives you improved accuracy. This one gives other properties, but yeah, there you go. Since it's nice, we might as well use it, right? So yeah, why do I regret buying the Prinz Eugen? Well, let's maybe take a look at its stats to see what that thing is actually made of. And here we have it next to the other premium tier 8 German cruisers, Mainskill, and the Hyper, the sister ship, and a couple of other ships, and immediately, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than the Hyper, it gets a little bit less HP, still has the sonar, still has precise aiming, but one less charge than the Hyper. That's a bit annoying for a ship that relies on accuracy. And for that it gets 2 AA charges. In terms of maneuverability, it's also a tiny bit less maneuverable. It's not super quick at 32 knots. Concretely what that means is that half of the CVs at the tier will be able to run away from you. It happened to me, it's absolutely not fun. And finally, in terms of guns, yeah, you get 8 203mm guns, decent range, almost 12 kilometers, but again a tiny bit less than the Hyper. One of the worst HE shells at the tier, only the shield is doing worst, fire chance absolute garbage, less than 3, and the AP DPM is actually decent. But yeah, unlike the mains 58,000, we're much higher and gets reload 1, and the skill at 43,000 but gets rapid reload 2, you only get your precise aiming charge to help you. Unlike the skill, no secondary guns, no auto secondary guns, and the torpedoes are the German torpedoes with that very small range. And practically, yeah, you get a little bit more AA than the Hyper. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and so there you go. It doesn't really do anything better than the free Hyper at the tier, and in fact, yeah, it trades one of the super useful precise aiming charges for a questionable AA one, so because yeah, you're not going to shoot down anything with the Prinz Eugen, and yeah, it's completely outgunned and outclassed by the ships that actually came after it. So the mains, which is the real powerhouse of heavy cruisers at the tier, and the Admiral Shield, who was had it yeah, a little bit less than 1 year ago. So there you go. We have an excellent matchmaking here for the Prinz Eugen, by the way. So I'm really showing it here in the best circumstances, because that thing is excellent against enemy cruisers, and that's it. You can't really do anything to destroyers because your AP is going to overbend them above a certain range, and your HE DPM, it's really not there. So yeah, it's not like you're really going to hurt them. And unfortunately, you can't really do anything to battleships as well, because yeah, you really have to be able to hit those weak spots. And yeah, if the guns, they're not good enough to be reliably dealing damage to battleships. So you really have to be eating the bow, the stern of these ships, but yeah, you got one less precise aiming charge to do that. And as you've seen, we've been targeted by the enemy CV a couple of times, and it's not like our AA was actually doing anything. So there you go, let's see what happens when I shoot at that Benson and I overpen it at that range, 200 damage only. So yeah, it's not great. So the other problem with the Prinz Eugen, and yeah, that's a general issue with heavy cruisers in this game, or at least with most of them, is your armor is actually pretty good against anything that's smaller than you, but against anything that's bigger, you see, one salvo from that North Carolina was not the most accurate battleships, and I go down immediately. I thought he was actually going to focus that Amalfi, so I took a risk there. Yeah, too bad. So yeah, it's a typical heavy cruiser. You are very passive, you are playing support, you're focusing on other cruisers. Unfortunately at tier 8, yeah, I'm really lucky with this game because there are quite a lot of them, but usually what you're meeting on a regular basis are Romas, Atlanticos and Richelieus, and yeah, basically for that kind of ship, you are just food. So yeah, Prinz Eugen, yeah, again, targeted by the enemy CV. Luckily, it's not... it's a German one, so it's not going to systematically set me on fire all the time. But yeah, still, it's a little bit annoying. And yeah, you see me play very passively, playing second line, always in a position to be running away from danger, because I have, yeah, you know, that North Carolina might decide to come out at any moment. So my preferred target playing that ship, that Bayard for example, that is an ideal target for me. The other Japanese heavy cruisers, but yeah, if I only land 3 shells, it's not going to work, so it's really not great. Yeah, hopefully we get a little bit more damage with this salvo. Yeah, there you still 3 shells, oh what the fuck. So yeah, it's been buffed a couple of times. Yeah, just like most of the other heavy cruisers, Wargaming increased the range of the guns. I believe the damage of the 203s or the penetration was improved as well, because on paper that thing has a marginally better penetration than the Hyper. And you can also get a special Eagle camo that will actually make it a tiny bit more accurate, but keep in mind it also has a bit less range, so practically you're not going to see a big difference with the Hyper. And so at that point you're asking yourselves, why would you pay for that thing? Well, yeah, there's not a lot of reasons for it at the moment, I'm afraid. So yeah, really needs a bit of love from Wargaming, this one. And so yeah, I cannot push that North Carolina, so I'm bow tanking, and you see that our guns, unless we are hitting weak point, and yeah, that's really good. He's being very kind to me, he's not moving a lot. Yeah, there you go, we can actually deal a bit of damage, but for the rest, yeah, it's not going to function, I'm afraid. So that's a target we can... I have no idea what he's thinking about, to be honest. But yeah, that's an ideal target for me, and hopefully I can put a salvo. Yeah, I'm getting my guns on target, and sure enough, we should be able to finish it. There you go, we do get a couple of hits there, but yeah. So yeah, Prinz Eugen, let's bring the ratings. So Prinz Eugen, is it fun? Not for me, at least. Super passive playstyle, second line all the time, very few circumstances to shine with that thing, especially at tier 8. Beginner friendly, not that great as well. There's quite a lot of things that can hurt you there, and then free to play friendly, you guessed it, you really need all the help you can get with that thing. Premium kit, special camo overall rating 2 stars out of 5. A little bit sad for a ship with such historical significance, but yeah, there you go, it is what it is. So hopefully Wargaming will improve it in the coming months, but I'm afraid they're just gonna add more competition. We'll see about that soon. So there you go. Hope you've enjoyed it. End of the series here. Let's talk about fun ship next time. See you, bye bye.